Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome to Prehistoric Kingdom Alpha, and I am so excited to finally bring this to the channel. We've been playing this over on my Twitch channel all weekend, and it's so much fun. I want to thank Crytivo for giving me a key for the alpha build, so that way we can check it all out together. But yeah, let's jump into the zoo that we've been making. Alright guys, here we are. This is Land of the Lost. That's what we decided to name our dinosaur zoo. But yeah, just kind of giving you guys a look at... So this is our Tyrannosaurus Rex habitat, obviously. And it's coming together nicely. We had a lot of fun on stream, kind of just building this out and really just kind of flexing what is capable in the game. The game has really powerful landscaping tools. I would say out of everything in the game, this is the most complete feature in the game. You can do pretty much everything you would expect to do in a game such as this. You've got your terrain tools, you've got your water tools, your different terrain types, as well as your plant brush. So what's cool about this game is it's like, in my opinion, after I've spent several hours in this game now, in fact, about, let's see, about 8 hours or so, I would say this game is a 50-50 mix of Planet Zoo and Jurassic World Evolution. If you've played either of those games, you've got the fencing tool, so you can make your habitat barriers, which works very similar to Jurassic World Evolution. You can make them curved if you want to. You have your path tool, which works also really similar to Jurassic World Evolution. So you can see like that works pretty well. Also like Jurassic World Evolution, you have your sort of prefab buildings here. You've got like a big old restroom. You've got an information kiosk. That's your little visitor entrance. You've got a really big, like, nice clothing store. Also, like Jurassic World Evolution, I was kind of touched on, you have your plant brush. So, like, if you want to just paint trees, you can do that really easily. Same with your water. You can change the depth here, and it has a cool kind of like little gauge down here to show you exactly how deep it's going to be. But then, same thing, you just kind of paint it, and it just works really well. You know, you can do no water and just kind of remove all of it if you want to. One of the best features that I wish existed in Planet Zoo is, so not only do you have your terrain painting tool where you can paint your different types of terrain, you can actually change it based on the biome. This Planet Zoo needs this so bad. So you can get all different kinds of terrain types. Doesn't matter, what you want to do. It's just, it's all there. It's available to you, and it's so good. It allows endless possibility of like just creativity. There's it's so good, you guys. I'm really excited about that. We had a lot of fun doing that, like here with our T-Rex habitat, just combining different terrain types. I love making the ground around the water just kind of like really muddy looking, and yeah, it just looks really good. And then we've got kind of just the grass up here. There are no habitat gates in the game yet, so I made my own little habitat gate. I think it turned out pretty cool. It's a simple, it looks strong and sturdy, and, hopefully would keep the T-Rexes out. But the neat thing is, like, at least right now, there are no null barriers like you may be familiar with in Planet Zoo. But all I did to keep the T-Rex from escaping is just created this little trench here, and they can't get down there. Same with, like, back here, I just use these rocks, and that creates a natural barrier for them so that they cannot get out. Another cool thing is the mini aviary, which houses the microraptors, which right now this is the only animal in the game that uses the microraptors, but I love these little guys. But the cool thing about the mini aviary here is you can actually turn off the like cage or whatever you want to call it. So you go here, you have your mini aviary. So it's got a really nice default kind of cage looking thing. But if you go over here, you can do null set, and it completely removes everything except for these little trees that they interact with these trees. And you can just build up whatever you want around that. So yeah, I made this like kind of more rustic looking cage for the Microraptors, and I think it looks pretty cool. Definitely the building in this game, super flexible, very, very similar to Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster, if you're familiar with that. A couple of my favorite things besides, we already mentioned the terrain, but your modular set pieces here. This is a feature I didn't even know I wanted until I saw it in this game. So, you know, like in Planet Zoo, you have your 4x4 wall. Well, you know, there's like 50 different types of walls. Well, here, instead of cluttering your menu with each different one, you just select your wall piece. And then here you have your texture menu, and you can just easily swap out the textures on your wall pieces. How freaking amazing is that? It is so cool. I love it. You can even swap it to a glass. Like, oh, there's so much flexibility here. And the same with the rocks as well. The rocks have their own texture swap, so you can easily just swap them out, and you don't have to worry about, you know, like I said, scrolling through 50 versions of the same rock to get to the one you want. You can just quickly click on it, select the texture you want, and you're good to go. Another really awesome feature is everything in the modular pieces menu can be either on or off the grid. So for instance, same with your wall pieces here. Right now we're building it on the grid, very similar to Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, if you've played those. Simply uncheck that, and now you're off the grid, and you can rotate your pieces, and just like you can start building your wall at a different angle, and yeah, it's like just that easy. If you've seen this game enough, you may be also familiar with the fact that there is item scaling. Same thing, everything in the modular pieces menu is scalable. So you click it, hit V to bring up your advanced controls, hit V again to scroll through, and you get to this here. This is your scaling edit. So you've got a few different options. You can, you know, stretch it out that way. You can stretch it out this way. You can make them really flat. You can make them really tall, or again, flat that way. Or if you just want to make them bigger or smaller, click on the middle here, and then you can just increase or decrease the size. And again, that works for every single piece, including your wall pieces. Just bring up your menu. You can make them smaller, bigger, stretch them out. It's just, you know, this would make a really good like fence. Actually, it's a really good idea. I might actually use that. But again, super, super useful. Every single item in this menu is scalable, including letters. So, you know, if you want to make some nice letters, you can make them really big. You could make them really teeny tiny. There's just endless possibilities. Same with plants. You've got like your little mini tree here. If you're looking at that, you're like, man, I wish I had like a large version of that. Well, you can do that. You can just scale it up and make a really giant version of that tree. So there's a lot of flexibility here. Another cool thing about the modular set is people and animals and the dinosaurs can walk on them. So you can see people are walking. These are just regular wall pieces, the 4x4 wall pieces. I just flip them down and I'm using them as a little walkway. There's no path under there. And then right now, in order to like breed your dinosaurs, so you have the animal nursery here, very kind of similar to like Jurassic World Evolution. So you just go to your genetics lab. Right now in the alpha, there's only 6 dinosaurs. That includes the Microraptor, which you don't get from the genetics lab, but you can select your animal. You've got all of your info on one page here. It even has a nice, silhouette of a person to give you the scale of them. You can select your different skin textures. I love the like feathery one is really good, and the molten one looks so good. It's also different depending on if you are using a male or female. So you've got kind of like 8 different options here, and oh man, it's so good. And then all you do is you just click breed, and it slowly breeds, and you'll be good to go. One of my favorite things though is the sound. I don't think there's been a game yet where they actually included oh, that was so cool. They roared at the same time. It sounded like an echo. But I don't recall in Planet Zoo or Jurassic World Evolution the animals having an audible breathing sound. Just listen for a second. Like, I'm so impressed with that. But not only just the audio, but like, look at the skin texture. It's so good. It's absolutely amazing. And for this only being in the alpha, I'm blown away. But yeah, there you go, guys. This is the first episode of Prehistoric Kingdom Alpha. I'll definitely be doing some more videos as we continue to build in Land of the Lost, which, like I said, is the name of our dinosaur zoo here. We'll be adding more animals as we go. If you want to watch us play this live, I've been streaming it over on my Twitch channel. The link to that is always in the description below. We would love to have you come hang out with us. It's always a good amount of fun. But yeah, so I'm going to leave this episode here. Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking of this game. What are your impressions so far? Did you get a copy of Alpha? If you have, I would love to know your thoughts on it as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave this episode here. As always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.